It was another beautiful day in the state of Oregon, and Daylight was resting in the shed, getting ready for another day's work. Mr. Stanford, who used to run the Southern Pacific Railroad, is now working for the Oregon Heritage Center, the center that preserved Daylight. He came over to see Daylight with very exciting news. "Morning, sir. You look excited." "I am, Daylight. I got a message from the Steam Railroading Institute all the way in Michigan, and they invited you to take part in their festival." "Me, sir? Really?" "Yes. They wanted to see you, what it is like over in the western part of the United States, to see what steam is like. And they want you to be a part of their festival. Would you want that? I mean, there's going to be a lot of people over there to see what a Southern Pacific Daylight engine is going to be doing in Michigan. I'm sure a lot of engines and people are going to like having you at the festival." "Sir, I would be honored to join the festival. Besides, I'm one of the last surviving GS4s. I would be honored to go there, sir. It's really an honor. I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything, Daylight. Alan and the other engines are going to do the excursions here. You're going to take your auxiliary tender and your passenger cars all the way to Michigan. You're going to be there for a few days. I'm sure a lot of the other engines are going to enjoy having you. And I'm sure you're going to get along with them very well. And Daylight, bring that Southern Pacific pride to the festival." "I will, sir. I won't let you down. And I will treat the other engines like my friends. I won't let you down, sir." "Very well then, Daylight. Get your auxiliary tender and your passenger cars. You have a long journey ahead of you." "I'll miss you, sir." "I'll miss you too, Daylight. I'll be happy to see you back once you enjoyed the time at the festival." "Well, I better get going. Bye, sir." "Bye, Daylight." With that being said, Daylight puffed out of the shed to get his auxiliary tender and his passenger cars to begin the long journey all the way to Michigan. Daylight was very excited. He had never been invited to a festival before, and this was the first time that he was invited to one. After a few miles of traveling, Daylight finally arrived in Michigan. He parked his auxiliary tender and coaches in a siding and headed into the roundhouse where the other engines were. So you're our new guest, is it? Yep, that's right. I'm Daylight, Southern Pacific 4449. It's nice to meet you, Daylight. I'm Nickel. Nickel Plate Road 765. You mean you're that engine that was restored by the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society, right? Yep, that's right. And I have to say, that streamlining on you is really amazing. I have to say, I admire it. It's really incredible. Thank you, Nickel. Daylight looked over and saw another engine. The engine was a lot older, but the engine had a very cheerful smile. So you're the visitor here. Nice to meet you, partner. I'm Leviathan. It's nice to meet you. But how are you here? Well, let's just say my faith was put in for preservation and then I was rebuilt in a replica body. It's really nice to be back in Steam after many years. You might be a lot younger than me. Actually, I'm a lot different than you. I was built in 1941. You don't say. I see a lot of other engines that are old or young, but I'm happy that you're a part of the festival, Daylight. Thank you. It's really an honor to be here. And I'm Marquette. Pere Marquette 1225 at your service. It's nice to meet you, and you're the engine that represents the Polar Express, right? Yep, that's right. That movie is also the reason why I'm famous. I'm a movie star. Wow. I never knew that locomotives could be movie stars. Well, now you know, Daylight. So tell us, what's it like being preserved and what was it like back on Southern Pacific? Like my old driver used to say, Marquette, if I had a quarter every time I heard that, I'd be rich. But I'll tell you about everything that happened all those years ago when I worked for the Southern Pacific. Throughout the rest of the day, Daylight told Nickel, Marquette, and Leviathan all about his old days when he worked on the Southern Pacific and how he was saved from scrap. All the other engines were very interested in Daylight's stories. And Daylight knew that there was going to be more adventures during his time on the festival. But I mustn't tell you anymore, or I'll spoil the next story.